Ready? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of the 90s, welcome to another elbow dropping, steel chair swinging, nostalgia slamming edition of the My Third Place podcast, where we grow older, but we never grow up. We're taking a tag team break from binge grinding the final days of Marvel Rivals 2.5. Friday, Friday. You're not going to see me on Friday.
Okay.
Thumb sore, snacks demolished, and controller rage are very real. To dive headfirst into a weekend that's got more build than a Monday Night War main event. That's right, this weekend, two cards, one mic, zero chill. And helping me call this two-night spectacular straight from parts unknown, but always ready to drop a hot take off the top rope. One of my podcast day one ride or dies. She cutting promos sharper than Brett's sunglasses. Fantasy booking with more flair than the man herself. And yeah, we're still trying to get her to give CM Punk more than a side eye. She's the Miss Elizabeth to this madness, the leader to this live mic lunacy. You already know who it is. Menace, welcome back to the pod.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. You ready for the week?
I am.
For the weekend, I mean.
I'm excited. I'm so excited. This
So
will be
now
the
that I
first
yeah,
evolution I've seen. So
yes, love it, love it. So now that I gave you a little more lore and backstory about CM Punk, what do you think about him?
still on the fence.
Oh my goodness! All right.
But I kind of am like, okay, he's not that bad.
Okay. See, he's
You
just
know,
growing.
he's
He's just,
I guess
written
he
the
has
right
to
way.
grow on me.
Yeah, he will. He will. He will. Here's what's locked in the cartridge for this weekend. Night one, Saturday night's main event, July 12th, live from the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, broadcasting on NBC, streaming on Peacock, and showing up on YouTube worldwide. It's the end of an era, the final match of Goldberg's 28-year career. One last jackhammer, one final spear, one more time for the WW faithful. Night 2, WWE Evolution, July 13th. The All Women's Premium Live event is back, and we're throwing down predictions, bold takes, and maybe a few fantasy run ins that should happen, but probably won't. AJ Lee, we're still counting on you. And after the predictions, we're diving into the deep lore, a full blown history lesson on WWE Evolution and the women's wrestling revolution that made it possible. So lace up your boots, grab your folding chair, cue up the Wolfpack theme, and let's predict, debate, and maybe even swerve the audience with some calls that I'll have you texting in all caps. I hate that. This weekend ain't just a wrestling card, it's a nostalgia fueled powerbomb to the heart double main event. Let's do this. Ring the bell.
Ding ding.
All right. First thing. First thing first is what's it called? The Saturday night's main event. It's only three matches. Yeah, it's only
Looks
three
like
matches.
it. Hmm.
It's only three matches. First match on the card: Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre.
It's gonna be a good one. Um, I say Drew's gonna win.
Drew. Okay.
Drew.
I don't. Jeez Louise. Randy. I got Randy.
No, Randy.
Um. Yeah, that's three matches in a row that he loses. Two in a row. No. Um. What else is going on that day? Nothing.
Well, they have the Great American Bash that's going on earlier in the day on Saturday.
A LA Knight versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah.
I
True.
don't know what. Maybe I missed it. What is going on with why LA Knight is with Seth Rollins?
Mm. Um. He was LA was helping Yeet.
Oh, okay.
GA, and then it's something new for him. Actually, I like it.
Yeah,
Like
I do
getting
too.
prepped for the main event, and finally, I was gonna say LA Knight too, and finally, it was like Jay didn't need to lose his belt at all
No, definitely not.
for this.
Yeah.
Gunther versus Goldberg. They could have done something, and they could have done something else for Goldberg,
Hmm.
and for it to be a retirement match. What if he wins the belt from Gunther? He's still gonna retire with it. So that's it. There's no reason for it to happen.
Maybe, and I hate to say this, he'll retire with it and then he'll give it
Ruin,
up. So now there's got to be, what you call it, like
ruin
a
wrestling.
tournament for it.
Ruin wrestling. Why don't you?
That's John
Hey,
Cena's job, huh?
John Cena and Goldberg are ruining wrestling again.
Oh, no.
Um. Okay. Here's how it's gonna go.
Okay.
Gunther's gonna chop him once. Goldberg's gonna look at it and be like, "What?"
Hmm.
Gunther's gonna do it again. Goldberg's gonna look at it. Ah! Like, oh shit! Punch, 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 punch. Goldberg does his thing. Swing to the ropes. Gunther goes for a clothesline. Goldberg ducks, goes to the other ropes. Spear. Pick him up for a jackhammer. 1, 2, 3. It's over. Done.
Goldberg wins, huh?
That's it. We're done. I don't ever want to see Goldberg again. We're done.
Yeah.
Like, give him the belt. Fine. Okay.
Hmm.
Cool. Let's get a new belt. No. Um. Of course. Maybe El Grande Americano will show up and help Gunther.
Maybe.
I'm sorry, Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy. Yeah, that guy. Um. But it's like I don't see it going over like 5 minutes. Why? Like Goldberg couldn't even get in the ring last time. He was.
Well, he got in on Monday and
Ugh,
took it to him a little bit. So
yeah. Okay. I guess. Who are we going? Who are you going for? I'm saying Gunther by some miracle. I
I I want Goldberg to win,
I really.
but I'm like, I don't know. Does he retire with the belt? You would think that he would, go out on top. So that's why I say he wins. So he goes out as champ. And then they do a battle royal for the belt or a tournament for the belt. And maybe that wins. Or he cashes in.
All right, catches in.
So depending on when the his fight is with LA Knight, depending on, so I say Goldberg wins, but Seth Rollins cashes in on him.
Right. Okay.
That's my
Oh, there it
prediction.
is. There you go.
Yep. That way the belt stays in WWE,
Yeah.
but Goldberg retired as champion.
Okay. True. We could do that. We could work with that.
Yeah. And there's no battle royal. So
No battle royal.
he
No
just cashes
tournament.
in. Yep. No
No
tournament.
tournament. No battle royal.
No.
All right. In October 2018, the American Professional Wrestling Promotion WWE held an all-women's professional wrestling event called Evolution. This was WWE's first pay-per-view and live stream event to consist solely of women's matches and featured women from all WWE's brand divisions at the time. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK, the latter of which was dissolved in 2022. Over the next few years, there had been various comments from people within WWE on a potential second Evolution event, with support from a number of WWE female performers. Before wrestler Mickie James released from WWE in April 2021, she had pushed for the company to produce another all female event, as well as an all female brand, but said that she was cut off at every opportunity. She claimed an unnamed WWE official told her that women's wrestling doesn't make money and that Evolution was the company's lowest rated pay per view ever in the history of WWE pay per views. And that was Mark Carrano, probably. In June 2021, former WWE wrestler Maria Kanellis also stated that former head of WWE Talent Relations, Mark Carrano,
There he
told,
is.
informed her that there would be not be another all-female event. Although in the conference call the same month, Paul Levy, Triple H said that a second evolution was possible, but it's not a must-have at the moment.
Hmm.
After another few years, a report emerged on March 6, 2025 that WWE were in fact planning to hold a second Evolution event. BodySlam.net stated that the company were aiming to hold the event on July 5th, 2025 at the Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut, but noted that while the event was in the works, the schedule was tentative. On May 12, 2025, a new report from PW Insider stated that the company was now looking to hold the event a week later from Atlanta, Georgia, during the same weekend as Saturday Night's main event. W then confirmed this was an announcement during Saturday Night's main event 39 on May
Hmm.
24th, with the second all women's Evolution event scheduled for Sunday, July 13th at Atlanta State Farm Arena. Saturday Night's main event will be held the day before at the same venue, while NXT will hold a Great American Bash on the afternoon of Saturday night's main event at the nearby center stage. Evolution will be held on the same night as the third part of Beyonce's Carboy Carter Tour, emanating from the nearby Mercedes-Benz Stadium, causing concerns in attendance on viewership. Don't worry, guys. Wrestling fans will be there.
Hmm.
The true hardcore wrestling fans, they'll be there
Hmm.
rather than the Beyonces. We're not
Exactly.
for Beyonce stuff. You know that.
We're not part of the Beehive.
we're not. We're not part of the Rehab,
Nope.
except for only one song.
Eh. Actually, no, I take that back. I don't like that song that much. It's not my favorite, but I do like a couple of her songs. But I'm not part of the Beehive, so
Hey, okay, all right, all right, all right.
we
First
know who's
match.
part of the Beehive for one song.
We do. First match of the night: JC Jane, with Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix versus Jordan Grace for the NXT Women's Championship. After JC Jane successfully defended the NXT Women's Championship on the June 10th episode of NXT General Manager Ava announced that on the following episode, the NXT Women's Championship Evolution Tournament Eliminator would begin. This consisted of 4 matches, with each winner advancing to a fatal 4-way match on the June 24th episode, where the winner of the match would face Jane for the championship evolution. The fatal 4-way was won by Jordan Grace. All right, so JC Jane versus Jordan Grace for the NXT Women's Championship. Um, I haven't seen NXT in a while, but I do know that
Me
she won
either.
the belt. Like JC Jane won the belt. For those that don't know, JC Jane was part of a stable with Mandy
Mhm.
and Gigi Dolan
Mhm.
before Mandy was released for having NOF, an
I
OnlyFans,
think so.
or
I don't know.
a
Well,
fans only. It was called a
it's
fans only.
was it?
Yeah, it was
No,
called.
it was kind of like that, but it was a different, like, it wasn't a fans only. It wasn't OnlyFans. It was something else, but it
Yeah,
was along that line where it. But from what I heard, is she was just having a lot more one-on-ones with fans,
yeah,
and it wasn't anything like
bad.
sexual.
Right, right.
It was just she was. I think I want to say it was because she was making money outside of WWE.
On the side, and
Yeah,
rather than that with them. So
right.
you're yeah.
And I don't
So
know. And I think it was, of course, during the McMahon era, where a lot of times he didn't like the talent making, money on the side.
right,
So I think that's why she was let go.
yeah.
But, you know, hey,
Uh, and then
whatever.
so she gets let go. That means JC Jane and Gigi Darling have to fend for themselves as tag teams, but then they broke
Mhm.
up. Gigi
Mhm.
goes face. JC turns heel, and
Mhm.
she aligns herself with Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix, and they become sort of like the last stable that she was in
Right.
with sex appeal and everything. But this time, she's the leader of her own group.
Right.
She wins the NXT Women's Championship in a surprise moment against
Mhm.
Stephanie Vaquer,
Mhm.
and since then I haven't seen much of her like defending it. Or, like maybe she's a good. I don't know. So far, I've seen Mariah May show up.
Mhm.
Mariah Monroe. Mariah May show up and stuff.
I'm thinking it's Blake. Isn't it Blake
Blake
Monroe?
Blake Monroe. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot all about that. But still, Mariah May show up and
Yeah.
try and like and do all kinds of stuff. And now it's
Mhm.
against Jordan Grace. Like, you know what? JC Jane has been in NXT for quite some time as well.
Mhm.
They kicked out Gigi Dolan got released when
Mhm.
they could have had like this match right here, JC Jane versus Gigi Dolan
Mhm.
for the championship.
Mhm.
Like, okay, so Gigi Dolan gets released. Why not just put JC Jane on the main roster? Or like she's not ready yet, since she's like becoming a leader. So let's see
Yeah.
what she does with the championship. Jordan Grace just came in. She looks freaking ready. She looks like a champion already. Like she could
Mhm.
definitely go. She could definitely be like take this belt and like run with it.
Yeah.
So like hopefully I'm gonna go with Jordan Grace,
Yeah.
and then JC. Hopefully JC can like go to the main roster
Maybe.
after SummerSlam around there
Yeah,
with
because
the
isn't
other
the draft supposed to be, I think, after SummerSlam?
somewhere around there.
I think
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
You
All
never
right.
know.
So I'm going with JC Jane. All right. I'm sorry. Jordan Grace.
No, Jordan Grace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Uh, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Championship. On the March 3rd episode of Raw, Io Sky defeated Rhea Ripley to win the Women's World Championship. Ripley is then inserted into a Royal match for the title on night 2 of WrestleMania 41, where Sky retained. Over the next few months, Ripley set her sights on getting a rematch. After a victory at Night of Champions, Ripley opened the following episode of Raw, where she was confronted by Sky, who said that Raw general manager Adam Pearce allowed her to defend her title at Evolution against an opponent of her choosing, with Sky choosing to defend the title against Ripley at the event. Mm, I'm gonna go with mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's time again. We need Rhea as a champ again.
yeah, we do. But at the same time,
Mhm.
you know what? It don't matter if he's champion or not. It's like I'm still gonna go with mommy.
Oh yeah.
Rhea
Hey,
Ripley
you know
all the
that.
way
Yeah.
for sure. Like when maybe we no can't pick against. I did pick Tejana mommy like last time, but this time I'm
Yeah.
going with mommy, regular mommy.
Yeah. I will say that match was pretty good.
Yeah, it
It
was. It
was
was.
amazing.
Two tall ass girls just going at it. I loved it.
Mhm.
Next match on the card: Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus Sol Ruka and Zarya versus Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. Fatal Four Way Women's Tag Team Championship. On the June 16th episode of Raw, WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Liv Morgan suffered a legitimate dislocated shoulder. Horrible. During a match
Mhm.
against Kairi Sane, which required surgery, ruling Morgan out of action for several months. Around this time, Roxanne Perez began inserting herself into Morgan's faction. The Judgment Day on the June 30th episode of Raw, Judgment Day members Finn Balor and JD McDonough proposed to Raw General Manager Adam Pearce, SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis to have Perez replace Morgan so that she and Raquel Rodriguez could defend the title. Pearce and Aldis agreed on one condition: Rodriguez and Perez had to defend the Women's Tag Team Championship at Evolution against one team from each brand in a fatal four-way tag team match. Balor and McDonough agreed, and the match was made official. On the July 4th episode of SmackDown, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair defeated Mitchin and B-Fab and the Secret Herbis, Alpha Fire and Piper Niven
Mhm.
to earn a SmackDown spot. On the Raw next week, NXT's team was announced as Sol Ruka and Zarya won the same episode. Zayn defeated Perez in a singles match, followed by a beatdown from Rodriguez and Perez. Asuka came to Zayn's aid and reunited the Kabuki Warriors. There's just added to the match representing Raw. I'm gonna go
Um,
with I'm gonna go with Sol, Ruka, and Zarya.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
because I love them. Like, okay, I don't know much about NXT. Only for a few people. I know it's Wednesday and it's Wednesday
Okay.
because it's Ren Sinclair from NXT. She always says it's Wednesday, and she
Okay.
does like Instagram stuff, Instagram videos.
Okay.
So
I've
she
seen a couple
interviews
of
people.
them.
So
Hmm.
every time I like check Instagram, it's always her like, "Hey, welcome
Hmm.
back to Wednesday." I'm like, my favorite part of the day, Wednesday. But whenever Sol Ruka or just Sol Ruka, ever since she debuted, that whole freaking what's it called? That whole RKO from I don't know how she
Oh,
does it.
uh-huh. Yeah, I've seen her do it. I don't know either. Doesn't she
But
like flip over and at the time she grabs him?
yeah, and then damn, it's been like so great. There's like
Yeah.
she's like the next, and then she's going up against Charlotte Flair. That is like amazing. We're gonna have
Hmm.
2 or 3 blondes in there, and then Zarya, who's just who them two are just becoming like this is a great tag team.
Hmm.
Um, what's it called?
They're
Soria, something,
yeah, something like
Ruka,
that. Yeah.
something like that. They made a whole name for them and
Right.
like
Uh-huh.
combined their names, and I loved them. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte hugging Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Is she becoming a face now?
I don't know. I think
Okay.
she's kind of that she's towing the line kind of
Yeah,
thing. But honestly, I think she does better as a
as a
heel.
face, as a heel,
No, I think
and
as a heel.
so does Tiffany Stratton.
Yes.
She does better
Hmm.
as a heel. So now
You
if we
know,
get Charlotte versus Tiffany Stratton and switch them, like with Charlotte becoming the face and Tiffany Stratton becoming the heel, then I believe it.
yeah.
I just don't want to see it again. I just don't want to see it again.
Okay, so
Uh,
I say the Kabuki Warriors.
Kabuki
I would
Warriors,
rather,
Asuka and
yeah,
Kairi Sane. All right,
yeah,
I love that they're back.
yeah.
Um, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Raquel Rodriguez has a history of having short tag team partners.
Hmm. Well, you can't help that she's 6 foot, so you
Exactly.
know, and then all these other ones are, 5'2". You just
Right.
can't help that sometimes.
Dakota Kai,
Yeah.
Liv Morgan, and now Roxanne Perez. So like they work out well. The fact that like she can hoist them up in the air and just throw them out.
Hmm.
So that works out. Um, but you're right. We need new tag team champions, and so you
Well, I
got
think
the
we
Kabuki
need,
Warriors.
yeah, we need women tag teams anyway.
Yeah,
Because let's see, out of the ones that are in it, well, that were, so like Secret Harvest are they like one of the only tag teams.
right.
You know, Michin and BFAB, they've been a tag team for a little bit.
They
You
have
know, but
absolutely
and they're actually really good together. But it's like Alexa and Charlotte, that's throwing them together.
thrown
Yeah, I'm
together.
surprised Natty wasn't in it with whoever. Well, I know she's with Maxine Dupree right now, but it's like they just throw all of these women together that aren't real tag teams. I want to see more tag teams of actually teams, not just being thrown together. You
Yeah,
know?
like Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix. Why weren't they in there?
Yeah,
Like they're part of JC Jane's faction, but still, like they're a tag
right.
team.
Yeah, the three of them are a tag team. Or you could do one as a solo and the other two as a tag team. That would be great. In a faction, that's fine. But
Yeah,
it's like, come on, get some. Unfortunately, they let go a bunch of tag teams that were actually tag teams.
they did.
So when they did that, they're, just shortening the women's tag team division.
Hmm.
And then the champions just to get to, hold the titles just to hold titles because there's nobody to fight them. Oh well.
So Ruka and Zarya, I can't wait for them.
Yeah.
I just want to see
Maybe they'll
them.
come up.
I just want to see them.
Yeah.
All right, Battle Royal for the Women's World Championship match at Clash in Paris. Announced participants: Stephanie Baker, Ivy Nile, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella, Natalia, Maxine Dupree, Kilani Jordan, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Lash Legend,
Hmm.
Izzy Dame or Izzy Dam?
I think it's Dame.
Izzy, Izzy Dame, Izzy Dame, Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley, Zelina Vega, Julia, Candice LeRae. And it's supposed to be what, 30 or 20? Need to catch up on WWE. Yeah, you do, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
I
It's
don't know
it's
because
here or there.
I think it might be 25. I think,
25.
but I don't know.
Like,
They just said it's a battle royal, so
I don't care who
that could
wins.
be.
I just want to see them. They're all
Yeah,
like bunched in together. Like, let's put them all together. Let's put
yeah.
them all in there. At the original Evolution in 2018, a battle royal was held where the winner received a future Women's World Championship match on the June 30th episode of Raw. General Manager Adam Pearce and SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis announced that the 2025 Evolution would have a battle royal with the winner earning a title match at Clash in Paris. That means it's going to be on early. It's going to be on in the morning again. Can't
Yeah,
wait.
because they're going to be in France. So.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Well,
Can't wait
last
to wake
time
up
they were
at
in
5 in the
France, it was,
morning.
yeah. You mean stay up till then?
Right. I tried. I tried that one
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
There's a lot of good people in here. There's like, it feels like a whole Royal Rumble in here. So,
yeah,
but they're all going to be in there at the same time instead of having like a 10 count,
yeah.
30-second thing. Nikki Bella is back, so. And the
Let's see
reason
how
Nikki
she
Bella is
does.
here in the Battle Royal is because of the uh Liv Morgan. She was supposed to have
Hmm.
a match against Liv Morgan, but Liv Morgan tore her
Was
shoulder.
she?
Yeah, they were supposed to have a match. This was the canceled match.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
check again. Hold on. One match was canceled and was because on the June 9th episode of Raw, Liv Morgan and which was reportedly going to happen at Evolution. Um, either as a singles match or the WWE Tag Team Championship match with Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending against the Bella Twins. If Nikki's
Okay.
sister Brie could work out a deal. However, Morgan suffered a legitimate dislocated shoulder in a match against Kerry Sane the following week, scraping all plans for Morgan in the
Uh,
event, causing to rewrite the entire show.
hmm.
So that would have been great to see Brie mode.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Hell yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah, that's the
Okay.
same
Because
note.
I know that she was on Raw, and
She,
she got, you know what's that? Oblivion. She got hit
yeah.
with the Oblivion.
Mhm.
So I figured, yeah, that probably would have been, the match they would have had. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, there it goes. Next
Is
match.
Stephanie Vaquer in this match?
She is. That's why I'm like, hell yeah, let's
I
go.
Yeah, I'm gonna say her.
Okay.
I think, I know they've been trying to push her, you know, so I'm gonna say Stephanie Vaquer. I don't know who else is in it, other than who you already said, but
Right. Next match is Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus for the WWE Women's Championship. During the July 4th episode of SmackDown, Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton addressed her scheduled the title defense at SummerSlam against Queen of the Ring winner Jade Cargill. Stratton then revealed she would also defend her title at Evolution and that she was allowed to choose her opponent. After Cargill interrupted, Stratton stated that she had a surprise prompting WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus to come out. who Stratton had previously teamed with and was victorious with at Elimination Chamber in March. Stratton said that she wanted to defend her title against Stratus at Evolution, which Stratus accepted. It's Tiffy and Trishy time.
Yeah.
Heel. She's gonna turn heel.
You think so?
Yeah,
Mm.
and then like she has to because then she's facing Jade Cargill at
Yeah.
SummerSlam. So we can't turn Jade heel yet. She still has a match against Naomi.
Oh, you
So
never know.
you
I'm
know,
saying Tiffany Stratton.
yeah, Tiffany Stratton.
I don't want to see Trish.
But Trish
No.
is just gonna be slow. It's gonna be slow. Trish is getting to the
Yeah, that's why
you
she's
know
retired.
she was turning 30 when I was turning 20.
Mm. Well, let me tell you something. Uh, when I saw her live, she was terrible.
Oh, damn. Damn.
I'm sorry. She's
She was
okay.
terrible.
She was terrible.
She
So
was
she got
terrible.
knocked down, right? And was in the corner resting for about 5 minutes while I think it was who was she with? I think she was with Becky.
That's
Becky was getting her butt kicked, and Trish is just in the corner laying down. So I'm like, look at this.
look at this. Look at this shit.
This
Look at it. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at this.
somebody come look at this. Look at
Someone,
this. You know,
somebody come look at this shit.
yeah, because it was just too much. Like I said, she was terrible. Okay, and you could tell that she's an older woman because she's wrestling super slow.
Damn.
So
Damn.
sorry, sorry to everybody who's a Trish Stratus fan.
That's my
Not a
childhood.
fan.
That's my childhood right there.
Well, she's
I had,
she
I had,
started when I stopped watching.
she started when I stopped watching. I had posted of her on my wall, ma'am.
Well, okay.
Like, oh, okay. All right.
Anyway.
Next match, Jade Cargill versus Naomi in a no holds barred match. Oh,
Hmm.
okay. November 22, 2024 episode of SmackDown. Jade Cargill was found. Are we back to this again? We already know what happened.
Hmm.
uh, their rivalry continued after WrestleMania 1 and Cargill defeating Naomi in a tag team match and Naomi defeating Cargill in a triple threat qualifying match for a spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match, which Naomi won. After Naomi attacked Cargill in the July 4th episode of SmackDown with her Money in the Bank briefcase, a no holds barred match between the two was scheduled for Evolution. Whew. So,
Jade.
Jade, I don't know.
You know,
Who has the
I don't
belt?
know. Ever since, I guess, I guess I have to look at how heel Naomi does. You know, because I kind of got tired of this whole procedure. I mean, the glow thing was kind of I was tired of that, but she was a face, and I don't know if this is the first time she's been heel or
No, the
before.
second. Like second, the first time it
Okay,
was like uh Team Bad. It was
okay.
horrible. It was a horrible
Well,
thing.
but
Sasha Banks, Naomi, and
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember
Tamina.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I remember
probably
that.
probably not the
And
most.
I only knew that because I saw when they were on Total Divas. So,
Pretty much, yeah.
but even then, I still wasn't watching. I just watched. I just knew about them from the show. So. But we'll see how heel Naomi does. Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
but
I'm gonna
I
go with
like it.
Jade.
Hmm.
She has to wear something good here.
Oh yeah,
The freaking last one was Storm. Oh my god.
yeah.
Oh my god, it was beautiful. It was so beautiful.
I love when I guess you could say cosplays.
Yeah.
Or at least comes. She's inspired by certain. So when she was in AEW, she did Chitara, and I was like, yes, I was
She Hulk.
for it. So,
She-Hulk, Chitara.
yeah.
There was some other ones too, but those are the ones that I remember the most because
Hmm.
I was like, yes, my
Yeah.
cartoons.
Yeah.
Um, Storm here is like I think it's gonna stay a Storm for a little while
Yeah. You're
because
probably
the
right.
whole weathering the storm and Jade Cargill being cold and all that
Hmm.
stuff,
Yeah.
or anything that has to do with Frozen,
Yeah.
Elsa, Anna.
Yeah.
Anything with cold stuff, anything with
Yeah.
frozen stuff in there. So it's gonna be great if she does here too. And it's evolution. She has to do something good for evolution
Hmm.
because like, gotta represent the women.
Yeah.
And final match. I don't think this is gonna make main event, but okay. Becky Lynch versus Bailey versus Lyra Valkyria, triple threat women's intercontinental championship. Where are we? We already know about their feud. We continue over the next 3 weeks, which is saw Bailey return and attack Lynch. Also set her sights on the Women's Intercontinental Championship, much to Valkyria's dismay, who was also upset with Bailey for not speaking for her since Lynch's attack. Things got worse on the June 23rd episode of Raw, where Bailey faced Lynch for the title. Valkyria tried to help Bailey, but after being attacked by Lynch, Valkyria attacked Lynch in return, causing Lynch to win by DQ, and her top almost fell off, thus retaining the title. Don't wear tube tops. Bailey and Valkyria then faced each other the following week to determine who would challenge Lynch for the title, but the match ended in a double pinfall, leading to a brawl between both women. On July 6th, Raw General Manager Adam Pearce announced that Lynch would defend the title against Bailey and Valkyria in a triple threat match at Evolution. Ooh.
That whole double pinfall. I'm like, why did she tell them? Why didn't she just say, you know what? We need to recount. You know what I mean? But
Yes,
they love doing triple threats. So,
they do.
you know, because I would have, if I was the referee, I would be like, hey, we need to redo this, whether it's, y'all come back or, what. Because she said both shoulders were down, so it's a draw. Then why are you counting? You know, tell somebody in their ear, pick your shoulder up. You know what I mean? Coach him somehow, but whatever.
Becky retains.
Yeah, I think you're right, and it's gonna set up, I think, another match between Bailey and Becky.
But on the plus side, I love that two main eventers are going for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Hmm.
Like how we hold the Men's Intercontinental Championship as like a
Hmm.
second belt. Like, hey, if you can't have the World Championship, you can have the
Yeah.
Intercontinental Championship,
Hmm.
but you have to make it better, look better and stuff. Same
Yeah.
here. Becky Lynch versus Bailey are two main eventers, the man and the role model. And then you
Hmm.
had Elira, and
You know,
now it's like,
she did
yeah,
good. I she did good when she had the title.
she did.
I'm just like, I don't know. I don't like when they're like, ooh, kind of woe is me. Look, do what you gotta do. I don't know.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Um. All right. So Becky.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Becky too.
All right.
Because
And
ain't no. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to give Bailey another push, but I don't know. I'm gonna stick with Becky.
stick with Becky.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Evolution. Start time. Because I really don't care about Saturday night's main event. July 13th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. I really don't. I really don't. Um, 5:30 p.m. Central, so 6, 7, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. So
Mm-hmm.
yours is 3 p.m. minus 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's good. We good. We good. We good. We good. And the other one is just whatever. Saturday Night's Main Event is going to be on prime time.
Yeah.
Um,
8 o'clock.
and then we'll like reconvene after the show on
Okay.
Sunday. On Sunday, Sunday night.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Okay, we'll talk about it and all that stuff. Hey, how was it? It's like, all right. Did you like it? Other than that, it is going to be a great night. A great main two. Like, I'm not so fond of Saturday Night's Main Event because nothing ever happens.
Yeah.
But Evolution, let's go. All right. Are you ready for Women's Evolution Deep Dive since you requested
Yeah.
it? Yes.
Yes.
All right. The rise and fall and return of a revolution. From a from brawn panties to iron women. Before we get to evolution, we need to understand the context. For decades, women's wrestling in the US treated as a sideshow, often marketed for sex appeal rather than athleticism. Matches were short, gimmicky, forgotten, but slowly the tides turned. Early trailblazers, Fabulous Moolah and Mae Young in the territory area, Alundra Blaze and versus Bull Nakano in 1990s. Trish Stratus, Lita, Mickey James, Victoria began to redefine things in the 2000s. But the true shift began when the fans got sick of the Divas era. The catalyst? Hashtag Give Divas a Chance in 2015. On the February 23rd, 2015 episode of W Monday Night Raw, there was a 30-second tag team match. The Bella Twins, Nikki and Brie versus Paige and Emma. It was barely a match. Blink and you missed it. Fans already aware of the women's longer matches in NXT finally had enough. Who was involved? Nikki Bella, Divas champion at the time. Brie Bella, Paige, an early fan favorite who had an NXT cred. Emma, known for her comedic timing and underrated ring skills, she had no ring skills. Emma really hated everything about her. The
Okay.
the match itself wasn't the only issue. It was the final straw in a long-standing pattern of disrespect. Women's matches regularly cut for time. Segments focused on romance angles, not competition. Rarely were women given main event status or fused with depth. So the internet strikes back. After the match, fans flooded Twitter with hashtag Give Divas a Chance, and it trended for over 24 hours. Even Mick Foley, AJ Lee, and women's sports advocates chimed in. Most shockingly, Vince McMahon responded on Twitter, "We hear you. Keep watching. Hashtag Give Divas a Chance." That was the first real public acknowledgement that change might be coming.
Mm.
I was at work the next day, and one of my coworkers was telling me about it. She's all, it is like, she was telling me all about it. It's like, did you see that match last night? What match? And this match, like, yeah, I saw it. Like, freaking 30 seconds. Like, yeah. And then after that, we were all on Twitter, and they're like saying, give Divas a chance and all that stuff. So it's a hashtag, it's a thing. Like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, so give Divas a chance. Like, okay, stop yelling at me. um, Enter the Four Horsewomen. I'm sorry, Enter the Four
Mhm.
Horsewomen, the engine of the revolution. Who were they? Charlotte Flair, the Queen, carrying legacy athletic dominance. Sasha Banks, the boss, technician with style and fire. Becky Lynch, the underdog, the workhorse, the eventual fan favorite, and Bailey, the hugger, the heart, and emotional core of NXT's division. They earned the name Four Horsewomen, a nod to Ric Flair's stable, because they redefined women's wrestling in NXT, putting on classic after classic between 2014 and 2015. Their key NXT matches that set the stage: Charlotte versus Natalia, NXT Takeover May 2014, the turning point for fans. So if you haven't watched any of these yet, make sure you watch them on the network. Network? Is there a network still? Or is that Peacock?
No, I think you have to watch it on Peacock.
All right. So just look for NXT Takeover May 2014. Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch, NXT Takeover Unstoppable, May 2015. As a technical masterpiece. They're freaking amazing. Sasha versus Bailey, NXT Takeover Brooklyn, August 2015. A 5-star match, fan shaking event. Bailey versus Sasha Banks Iron Woman match, NXT Takeover Respect, October 2015. And the only reason I'm like rolling my eyes over Iron Woman match is because it was only 30 minutes. Like
Okay.
an Iron Man is an hour, but an Iron
Yeah.
Woman is 30 minutes. But it was the first ever female main event for a takeover, and it was a 30-minute classic. It was
Was
very
it as many like in the Iron Man, as many pinfalls
yes,
in an hour,
yeah,
or
as
in
many
their case, half
pinfalls
hour?
in 30 minutes, which was like
Okay.
it feels like a regular match. Why not just call it a regular match? If you're really gonna do an Iron Woman, just do it like an hour, full hour,
Mm-hmm.
or 45 minutes at least. Add like 15 extra minutes to them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, sorry. 2015 to 2018 for Revolution to Evolution. 2015 Divas No More. Stephanie McMahon brands it the Women's Revolution. Main roster call up of Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky, July 13, 2015 on Raw. Divas term still used but losing steam, so we're like not calling it anymore. Divas, like
Mm-hmm.
um, I think Charlotte made a saying about it. Um, she told who I don't know who she told. It was a while back. I have to look for it, but she told somebody that like the reason she's champion is because she's a women's champion and not part of the divas.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was something along those lines
Mm-hmm.
where she called her, or I think it was Michelle McCool or Mickey James, where she said like back when divas was something. And then the
Okay.
women's Survivor Series match got decent time as well. Like there was a 5-on-5. 2016 redefining the division. Divas Championship retired at WrestleMania 32, replaced by the WWE Women's Championship. They put them all backstage. They had the belt, and Stephanie told them like, "We're doing something." And Lita presented them with the belt, and she said like, "We're no longer calling you divas. We're calling you wrestlers, superstars. We're calling you the same thing as we're calling the men."
Mm-hmm.
And they're all like, "Oh my god!" And then they unveiled a belt. It was beautiful. At the time, Charlotte versus Sasha Banks began a legendary feud, going back and forth with the belt. Even New Day was like, you know, at if they keep going, if they keep going against each other week by week, at like in a month, Sasha Banks is gonna be like 10-time world champion because they were just going back and forth with the belt.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Main event of Raw, first time in 12 years, first ever WWE, first ever women's Hell in a Cell match, Hell in a Cell 2016. You gotta watch that as well. Becky
Okay.
becomes first SmackDown Women's Champion. I think that was the time when the man came out,
Okay.
around there.
So
2017,
before they had division ones, they just had one belt, and it was
the Raw.
across either,
Yeah,
just like the women tag team.
yeah,
It could go from either brand.
yeah.
Okay.
And then Charlotte versus Sasha was the whole thing, back and forth until they're like Becky got tired of it. Like, can we just get a belt on SmackDown? Like, sure. It's like you can become the first women's champion. I was like, all right.
Mm,
And of course, I think it's like at that time when they started hating each other and stuff.
okay.
So when they like switched brands and everything, they had to switch the belts.
Okay.
So Becky was trying to give Charlotte her belt, but
Hmm.
Charlotte was trying to give Becky her belt, and Becky was trying to give Charlotte her belt. But Becky wanted a moment with both belts on her shoulders, and Becky two belts. So
Yeah.
Charlotte was like, "Here, come on, take it. Come here,
Oh.
here." Playing with her
Yeah.
and everything, and then it's like threw it on the ground, like whatever. 2017 first everywhere, first women's Money in the Bank ladder match in June. The Mae Young Classic tournament, 32 women from around the world compete. The classic. It was classic.
Yeah.
My first introduction to mommy.
Mm.
It was a blonde mommy, also. Yeah.
Yeah. I seen her, and she had long, blonde hair too.
She was so innocent. I love her.
Hmm.
Who knew she would be like, "Mommy, let's go."
Hmm.
But at first introduction for everyone, actually, um, freaking Nixon Newell just messes up her freaking knee on both Mae Young Classic tournaments. On the first one, she couldn't compete. On the second one, mommy killed her.
Who was that?
Nixon Newell.
I don't know who
Yeah,
that is.
you don't know what that is anymore.
Is it
she was
Tegan Knox?
Tegan Knox. Yeah, Nixon Newell, Tegan
Okay.
Knox. Yeah,
I
Tegan
was
Knox.
like, who's that?
Forgot.
Oh.
But I could go back and watch it over again. It was like
Mm.
a classic tournament. I loved it. It introduced a lot of girls in there, a lot of freaking new talent. Asuka debuts on main roster. Undisputed streak looms large. Her undisputed streak went from NXT to Raw, and then they like killed it at WrestleMania. Royal
Oh
Rumble
wow.
2018 announced, first ever women's version. 2018 build to Evolution. Asuka wins 2018 Women's Royal Rumble, which got ruined by Ronda Rousey's debut, but it brought major sports media attention.
Mm.
Becky Lynch rises as the man after turning on Charlotte at SummerSlam. WWE announces Evolution October 28, 2018.
Mm.
So the first Evolution in October 28, 2018 at the location was the Nassau Coliseum in New York.
Mm.
Commentary was Beth Phoenix, Renee Young, and Michael Cole. And attendance was like around 10,000 people.
Okay.
Viewership critically acclaimed. The card included Trish Stratus and Lita versus Mickey James and Alicia Fox.
Mm.
Stands out because Alicia Fox was drunk that night. And
Really?
yeah, and it stands out because that's the night that Alicia Fox got fired, and so did Arn Anderson because he let her go out there.
Oh. Oop.
So yeah, oops. But it was
Mm.
Battle Royal featuring legends and NXT standouts. Kyrie Sane versus Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. Tony Storm versus Io Shirai for the Mae Young Classic final, which Io Shirai wins. Forgot who won that night. But Tony Storm is introduction to Tony Storm. Oh my god, I love it.
Mm.
Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella, main event for the Raw Women's title. Whatever. Uh, the main event of the night, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair for the last woman standing at Evolution. A brutal, emotional, historic war proved women could deliver match of the year level content, set up Becky for her eventual WrestleMania rise. And of course, these two hate each other in real life, so it's like, you know
Mm.
what? Let's give them a hell of a good match.
Mhm.
Why it matters? First main roster all women pay per view in WWE history proved that women could draw, deliver, and headline. Fans overwhelmingly supported it critically and financially. Historic moments elevated Becky Lynch to the man status, and it set the table for the women's to main event WrestleMania 5 months later at WrestleMania 35, which was historic. I think it was Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Ronda Rousey.
Mm.
Hmm.
Is that when Becky won both belts?
Yeah, Becky two belts.
Yeah.
The disappearance and disappointment, despite success, WWE never held a second Evolution event because it shifted priorities. It returned the Crown Jewel and Saudi deals,
Mm.
roster cuts during pandemic years. I don't know why. Focus on crossover stars like Ronda, not depth building. A lack of commitment from upper management at the time. So basically, Mark Carano.
Mm.
No, we're not going to have it. Nobody wants to watch it. Like, yes, they do. Shut the fuck up.
Mhm.
Like, Mark Carano, shut up. You don't know what you're saying. Stephanie McMahon and vocal advocates stepped away. Fans felt though you had dropped the ball. They did. They dropped the ball big time because you know what? And it was that what 2019 at the time when all the scandal was going on.
Mhm.
So you know what? Stephanie McMahon's going to step away. I have nothing to do with this. And she leaves. The return of Evolution 2025. Now that it's coming back, it symbolizes a reset, a chance for WWE to reinvest in the legacy they once teased, then paused. What it means a recognition for an evolving women's division. Bailey, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Jade Cargill, Nia Jax, Kiana James, and return of Mercedes Moné, perhaps? Not really. Not exactly. I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
A new platform to feature NXT women, legends, and rising international stars. Ooh, Soul and Zarya. Yes. An olive branch to fans who felt women's wrestling was being de emphasized. The return of Evolution means unfinished business just got rebooked. Women's matches from 2018 to 2020 that changed the game. Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch, WrestleMania 35, April 2019. First ever women's main event at WrestleMania, high stakes storyline, rich triple threat. Becky walks out, Becky two belts. Bailey versus Sasha Banks, Hell in a Cell 2020, one of the best storyline arcs in modern WWE history. Friends turn enemies, emotional and physical, cemented both as top tier workers, not just top tier women. NXT
Mhm.
Women stealing the show 2018 to 2020. Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae, takeover matches stole the show every time.
Mm.
Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair, WrestleMania 36. Bianca Belair's rise from Mae Young Classic to Royal Rumble 2021 winner.
Mhm.
Beyond the all women's promotions and events, Shimmer Women's Athletes USA 2005 to 2021, based out of Chicago, co-founded by Dave Prazak, featured top indie stars before they hit it big: Becky Lynch, Bailey, Mercedes Moné, Sasha, Asuka. Shimmer was the proving ground. Stardom Japan, premier women's promotion globally, founded in 2010 by Rossi Ogawa, known for high work rate and producing stars like Io Shirai, Kairi Sane, Julia, and Mayu Watani. Acquired by Bushiroad, same company that owns New Japan Pro Wrestling. Wow, Women of Wrestling, founded by David McLean, who also created Glow. Hey, I know that.
Okay.
Nice. Plus,
Mm.
it's always on Saturdays. It's on
Yeah.
basic TV, basic cable. I've tried to watch it once, and it's like, oh yeah, this is Glow. Never mind. It's so cheesy. Like
Yeah.
I tried watching it. It's so cheesy, but there's some
Yeah.
Bloodline girls in there. Relaunched multiple times with focus on superheroes and then larger than life personas, more spectacle based than in ring, but still crucial visibility. And I tried watching it with AJ Lee was still around.
Okay.
Now it's just like, NWA Empower 2021, produced by Mickey James, an NWA branded all women's pay per view, featured women from AEW, Impact, NWA, and indie scenes, critically praised but never followed up, so they did the same. And then the AEW women's division, we know all about that, don't we? Um, they don't have a all women pay per view yet, but Tony Khan has teased it. Forbidden Door style shows featuring stardom, stars hint at potential. Mercedes Monet may push for more female centric cards. Final words. The 30-second match on Raw didn't just create a trending hashtag, it broke a system. The years between hashtag give you the chance and the evolution represent one of the most transformational periods in wrestling history. It showed that fans had power, that women could headline and outshine, that representation matters not just for show but for legacy. From Ellen Page to the man and the boss, the story of women's wrestling is no longer a footnote, it's the main event.
Yay.
There's your lore behind
Awesome.
evolution.
Thank
Hope you
you.
enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed
I
that. Hope everybody
did.
enjoyed that little story lore behind the evolution that's coming up next this Saturday. This Saturday.
Mm.
Sunday,
On
Sunday,
Sunday.
Sunday, this Sunday.
Hmm.
Yeah, remember, go watch it instead of what's it called? Beyonce?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Cowboy
Okay.
Carter. Yeah.
Cowboy Carter. Eh.
Hmm.
Alright. Leanna says she loved it. Thank you, Leanna. I appreciate that. I'm glad you
Hi,
did.
Leanna. I know she can't see me, but
Right. Okay. Um. Anything else we need to add? That's it, right? We're done.
yeah, we're done.
Okay. You ready to go?
Yeah.
She said, "Hi, Menace." And that's
I'll
the
be there
final bell.
soon.
I'll be there soon. And that's the final bell. Faye the Pyro hit the entrance music, and somebody check on Earl Hebner because we just pulled off a Montreal level mic drop. We laid out predictions like folding tables at a Dudley Boys family reunion. Big up to Menace for tagging back in with hot takes, heel turns, and fantasy booking that might have made Vince raise an eyebrow. We may not always agree, but hey, that's why the ring's got ropes, not walls. Whether you were cheering for the wrong Undertaker in '94 like it was a supernatural telenovela, convinced the $1 million man had a real bank account tied to that belt, sneaking your friend's VCR to record a pay-per-view and distribute copies like a backyard blockbuster, you belong here. Because in my third place, we don't just love wrestling, we kayfabe harder than Kane in the boardroom. We are the ones who host Nitro parties like it was the Royal Rumble, told teachers to suck it with full DX form, no context needed. I'm sorry, teachers. This is not how you guys wanted me to live out my life. But hey, um, I'm still telling y'all to suck it from a fucking podcast. So it's all good. And stuttered our siblings on the trampoline and called it a technical clinic. Flashed the too sweet when friendship meant something. So did kayfabe. Too sweet me. Smash that follow button like you just pinned a rock in a four-way elimination match and tag that friend who still shouts, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. We keep it 100 like a wrinkled Austin 316T at the bottom of your laundry basket. Yeah.
Macho Man.
A search.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. A surge can wedge it next to your joke cat cola stash. The one lunch period when you were sure Sting was dropping from the ceiling of your school gym. Catch us on IG, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, or pages like it's 1997. You're workshopping your promo in the mirror to the game's theme music. Got a match, a feud, a stable, a wrestler, a whole promotion you think deserves the M3P deep dive treatment? Drop. Let's say that again. What the fuck? You got a match, a feud, a stable, a wrestler, or a whole promotion you think deserves the M3P deep dive treatment? Drop it in the comments, DM us, or cut us a voicemail like it's a Raw as War. We'll break it down with like JR with a mic and a grudge. Until next time,
Mhm.
stay fresh, stay reckless, and never trust anyone who says they never walked into the room and heard their theme music in their head. What was your theme music actually? What was it?
Yeah, I don't have any.
You don't you don't listen to your toes. Didn't you? We did. Wasn't that one of the questions I asked you like before when I interviewed you for this job?
No, no,
When I interviewed you for this job, didn't I ask you this? What's your
no.
theme music, ma'am?
Oh, my theme music? I thought you said my
Yes,
demons. I was like, what?
your demon, your
Yeah.
theme,
You have
your
demons in
theme.
your head?
Wow. I'm like,
You know?
didn't I interview you for this job, ma'am?
My theme music, remember, is Roman.
Uh,
So,
yeah, of course.
right. And he's coming back. No,
He has to do Street Fighter first.
true.
Sure. Man, this is always a pleasure stepping into the squared circle with you and to the entire M3P universe, whether you're vibing from Gorilla Position, scrolling from the announce table, or running a full heel promo in that group chat. This is my third place podcast where community, creativity, and just the right amount of chair shot chaos always collide. Menace, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you. You've been awesome.
Yes. I
Yeah,
love this. You know, this is my favorite. So,
I I know. What's the next one? What is it?
uh,
SummerSlam? SummerSlam's the next
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam's the next one? Alright,
Hmm.
we're gonna get a
And that's a two-nighter. So,
we're gonna have a WrestleMania night. WrestleMania and SummerSlam. We're gonna do the same as WrestleMania. night one,
Mm-hmm.
night two. So yeah, they have until August. So I have until August to catch up on everything and find out if they're doing like something like they did with WrestleMania, like meet and greets and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they probably might, seeing as it's the first time it's 2 nights. So.
Yeah, that's true.
See,
All right. Thank you for hanging out with me as always.
uh, always, always.
More interviews are coming for your job.
Yay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, oh, okay. Then I guess this is bye.
All right. I'll see you later. Have a great night. Thank
Who
you for
else are
stopping
you
in.
gonna get to come on here 30 times and
Wow.
still like being with them? Okay.
She has a point. All right.
Okay.
So you still on the fence about CM Punk or
Yeah.
okay? I
I
tried.
told you I have to,
All
I have to watch him some more.
right. All right. All right. It's not a podcast if I don't get you on CM Punk's side.
That's all
So all right.
right.
I tried. Another night I tried.
You try.
All right.
Yep.
Yes, it's time to go. I understand, Cooper. I understand.
You heard him.
I heard him. All right, buddy. All right. Give that boy my love, and you have a wonderful night. Okay. Love you.
All
Love your
right.
face. Bye.
Bye.